Good evening. This is Gay Spirit, a program of information and entertainment for the lesbian and gay community of the greater Hartford area.
Jumping off, I could be Cinderella waiting for my prince, and when he breaks my shoe, I'll know just what to do. I'll run into his open arms, repeating, I do, I do, I do, I do, I do. My life becomes that operatic masterpiece. I'll live forever and a day. So when the end is near, there'll be no need to fear. I'll only have to stand and say, my name is Harvey Milk, but they call me a faggot.
The voice of young Harvey Milk was that of boy treble Noah Marlowe in Andrew Lippa's oratorio, as it were, about one of the iconographic figures in gay American history, Harvey Milk, the San Francisco gay city supervisor and pioneer gay political rights activist. Andrew Lippa, the composer and lyricist for Big Fish, The Addams Family, and The Wild Party, wrote his oratorio about Harvey Milk on commission from the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus. The entire I Am Harvey Milk production was recorded live in performance at the Nurse Theater in San Francisco as their 35th anniversary concert, which was given in Gay Pride Month, June 26th, 27th, and 28th, 2013. The 300-member chorus was accompanied by the 30 players of the Bay Area Rainbow Symphony. Dr. Tim Seeley, artistic director of the chorus, conducted the entire group with vocal soloists tenor Andrew Lippa as the adult Harvey Milk. Also heard in solo capacity is soprano Laura Bonatti. The San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus is one of the earliest such gay men's singing organizations to be founded in the United States. Its first public performance was in 1978 at the Candlelight Vigil in San Francisco for the slain city supervisor. The Gay Spirit Radio Archive now has a recording for broadcast of I Am Harvey Milk, thanks to Greg McMahon, artistic director of the Connecticut Gay Men's Chorus, who downloaded especially for me from iTunes Andrew Lippa's I Am Harvey Milk into compact disc format. The Connecticut Gay Men's Chorus will be performing I Am Harvey Milk in the spring, if spring ever gets here. I hope to interview Greg about that upcoming show for Gay Spirit, America's longest continuously running radio program specifically devoted to lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender concerns, now working on its 35th year of uninterrupted week-by-week broadcast over listener-supported WWUH. With us as Gay Spirit's companion program for fully 24 of those 35 years has been This Way Out, America's internationally transmitted LGBT radio magazine. This Way Out goes out to in excess of 200 radio stations worldwide and is transmitted globally on the shortwave radio band and via internet audio servers. WWUH was on the original list of subscribers when This Way Out premiered way back on April 1st, 1988. Ever since that date, there has been a full hour of gay programming on Thursday evenings at 91.3 FM. This evening, Gay Spirit and This Way Out are being heard an hour later than usual so as to accommodate the broadcast of a University of Hartford women's basketball game. They return to their usual 8 to 9 p.m. time slot next Thursday. The two gay shows are but a tiny part of the full spectrum of audio alternatives this station offers the listening public nonstop, 24 hours of every day in spite of snowstorms. To access the wealth of music genre shows and public affairs programs at any hour of the day or night, at any location on the planet in real-time audio, go to our station's website at wwuh.org. 2 weeks from tonight, on Thursday, March 12th, Gay Spirit will be participating in our station's annual week of intensive on-air fundraising. I will be going on mic to urge you listeners to phone in your pledges to Gay Spirit and This Way Out and to the overall work of this unique, publicly supported radio station. Remember Gay Spirit's and This Way Out's longevity and continuity of broadcast. Both shows have become historic media outlets for the LGBT community. Think of that and phone in your pledge during Marathon 2015. You faithful listeners have never failed to help us meet or even exceed our fundraising goals in marathons past, so I thank you in advance for your generosity. Thinking of Harvey Milk, the boy, in I Am Harvey Milk, there were so many boys like him in his generation back in the 1950s who would have benefited in their coming out and growing up process from the services of the organization of today known as Our True Colors. Based in Hartford and serving the entire state of Connecticut, Our True Colors sponsors a sexual minority youth conference every year and has been doing so for more than 2 decades now. The True Colors 2015 conference is coming up Friday, March 20th and Saturday, March 21st on the UCONN Storrs campus. Not so long ago, I interviewed the new guy on the Our True Colors staff, Paul Grabowski, the youth activities coordinator. Paul's with me live in our air studio tonight to tell us about the upcoming conference, so stay tuned. Well, actually, Paul is here, yes, but he's brought two friends along with him who are also going to contribute to our conversation about the upcoming conference. And right before me is Joel Gonzalez, intern with Our True Colors, and a volunteer who's serving to coordinate the other volunteers in the conference. It's Vu Tran. Thanks, Vu, for coming down here tonight.
Thanks for having us.
And braving the bitter cold weather. Paul, you sort of got your start through the conferences, right? And that's how you got drawn into Our True Colors, right?
I did. I was a student at UCONN where I met Vu as well, and we volunteered together at the conference, as well as volunteering together with a peer education group. So, yeah, the conference was a great way to get my foot in the door, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, and to recap a little bit of our pre-recorded conversation from a couple of weeks back, you went to UConn and did a special, took a special kind of degree in human sexual studies, right?
That's right.
And that, too, sort of qualified you to get on the staff at Our True Colors.
I suppose I am qualified, yes.
Okay. But, Joel, you came to this cold, so to speak. You'd never even heard of the organization before.
No, I hadn't heard anything about it. I'm a social work major at Western, and my advisor suggested it as my senior internship, and I'd never heard of it. And
okay, yeah. Western Connecticut, that's the school in Danbury.
Correct.
Right, yeah. So were you skeptical at first when you heard about this organization?
I was. I didn't know what I was going to walk into. I didn't know if I didn't know. So, and I walked in, and I think that I've never been more in love with, I think, an agency's mission and what they believe in and what they do.
Yeah, and it seems like this organization, Our True Colors, really is where it's at in our community in this state now, in terms of carrying the flag, carrying the ball for LGBT rights in the state. Really, that's why I love talking with people who are connected with it. Now, Vu, how did you get drawn into this?
I first attended the conference when I was in my early college years. And the first conference that I attended was nothing like I had ever seen before. It was all LGBT all the time, and I immediately fell in love with it. So after that first year, I became a volunteer for the conference, and it's been going upward ever since.
That's great. But in order for this two-day conference to come off, there has to be a kind of a small army of volunteers that keep the whole thing going, right? And you are sort of the commander of this army.
Yeah, we have over 100 volunteers and a small but very strong army of dedicated folks that come back every year. And there's 6 people on our volunteer coordinator staff, and we all each play our own roles in which volunteers that we help facilitate. But we try to make sure that our volunteers know our mission at Our True Colors and make sure that the conference is a great place for the people who come, and it's also a great learning experience for the people who volunteer there.
Yeah. Okay, it's a Friday and a Saturday, March 20th, March 21st. There's a big plenary session, right, in Jorgensen Auditorium. Paul, is that correct?
That is correct. So Friday is the big day where we bring in about 1,600 people. And it's actually really special being there early in the morning. One of my first experiences volunteering at the conference was being a greeter for all the students coming in on their school buses. So you stand outside, and it can be cold, it can be raining, it can be snowing, but it feels like you're greeting thousands of just happy queer youth, and it's a special sight.
Yeah,
it's fun to be a part of.
The conference has grown so that it attracts like 1,000 people plus.
Yeah, we're looking at over the 2-day span about 3,000.
Yeah, and it outgrew certain facilities, including the Gengras Campus Center here at the University of Hartford. I've been interviewing people like Robin McHalen, True Colors founder, for many, many years. And in the old days, it used to be easy because I could just go across the street here on campus, grab her and whoever else wanted to talk on the air, and we do it on a Thursday Night Live like we're doing it now. But they outgrew the auditorium at CCSU in New Britain, and that's why I guess they're at Storrs now, so that Jorgensen Auditorium will accommodate this big crowd. Robin McHalen always speaks, right?
Yes. And actually, outgrowing our facility is a good problem to have. And
it's amazing to see that. Like, I think I've never been to the conference, so I am so excited to go. I keep hearing, I bump into people when I go, like when True Colors is sent somewhere and I'm representing them, and I'm bumping into men who talk about going, wishing that they knew about the conference when they were younger, and like what a big like how emotional it is. And so I'm so excited to go, especially reading in the history of the agency that it started with, I think 250 or 350 the first conference. That's how many attendees, and now over 3,000. That's amazing.
Now that's why I am convinced that the young Harvey Milk would have been overwhelmed by a conference like this.
I think he would have been dressed in rainbows, and I think he'd be coming off that bus really happy.
Yeah, that's right. So there's the big plenary session. Robin Halen addresses this huge throng. Then they have some kind of a featured speaker, right? Do you know who it will be this year? To be announced.
To be announced. It's going to be a fun surprise. The theme of this year's conference is When Pink and Blue Aren't Enough. So we're looking at a lot of conversations around gender, a lot of transgender issues to talk about. So.
Yeah, well, that also indicates that our True Colors is right at the forefront of what's going on in the community right now, because trans rights really are the key issue these days. So I'm glad to see that, and I guess it's going to be a kind of a gender-bending conference then, but it always was. So I have been told. I have never been able to attend these conferences myself because of my work schedule. So do me proud by serving at the Our True Colors conference. Now people then break up into smaller groups for the workshops, right? And there are 30, 40, 50 of them. Am I right, Paul?
There are more than that.
Wow.
It's a 2-day conference. There are 3 sessions each day. And just looking through the conference guide, some workshops that stick out are LGBTQ fiction. So these are writing workshops. We've got Zumba workshops. We have yoga workshops. We also have ally workshops. One that really stood out was the coming out story of a Rwandan genocide survivor.
Wow.
So there's a diversity of workshops and a lot of presenters that make this possible.
What's the extent of the draw? Certainly people from all over the state of Connecticut come, right?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people from the Northeast region of the country, right?
Yes.
Do you get any people from far away, like the West Coast or Canada?
Not in the numbers that we wish we could, but yeah, they bring their representation.
Okay, so people will travel long distances just to take part in these 2 days. So are you going to be doing a workshop?
I will be quite busy. So I'll be working with the youth leadership team and networking with the different gay straight alliances who are coming. But I also work with the mentoring program at True Colors. So I'm going to be wrangling and keeping track of where our youth are to make sure things run smoothly.
Joelle, are you going to be presenting?
I will be. So I will be facilitating a conversation after an all day at the LGBT movies, as they're calling it, in the conference guide, which is basically LGBT cinema, and then I'll be having a conversation about how they felt about the film and observations that they had, and maybe comments that perpetuate stigmas and how you feel about that.
There's going to be a special film shown.
Yeah. 4.
Oh,
4
four
films.
different films. Can you
Yeah.
tell me anything more about them?
So we are in the process of reviewing the films. So choosing them and reviewing them all, so everyone has homework every day when they leave True Colors, and that's to watch a film. And so the decision we vote on the which ones. So we haven't voted yet because we're not done watching all the films.
Sounds like the way that the Connecticut Gay Film Festival's put together. I guess if it's 4 films back to back, it's going to be a mini film festival then.
I will be running my own mini festival.
Oh, that's great. So you're kind of a media guy too.
Kind of.
Cinema.
Yeah.
Cinema guy. Okay, that's great. And Vu, now I guess you're going to be too busy to do any workshop.
Yeah, this year I'll be working mainly with our volunteers that work with the presenters. So we have volunteers that meet with the presenters, make sure that they get everything they need. But I've presented in the past on how to deal with conflict, talking about LGBT issues and in work environments. And I know a lot of the presenters that are going to be there, and I've looked them all up. Their bios are great, so definitely a lot of good workshops to see.
That's swell. Now, also, special entertainers, and I'm thinking of musical artists. Will there be some kind of musical segment for the conference?
There will be not an artist per se, but in our closing, we'll be having a presentation done on the history of drag, and it will be done through a performance medium. So we've had students learn about the history of drag, and now they will take what they learned, put it into a performance, and perform it for the conference attendees. So it should be great. They've been working really hard.
People will be voguing then while the music plays.
There will definitely be some vogue.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's a kind of a musical entertainment too now, isn't it?
Yep. So it'll be musical and educational all at the same time.
Yeah. Now, a lot of what I've been speaking about takes place on Friday, but the Saturday schedule. Well, how about the Saturday schedule then, Paul?
Saturday's about the same, but we do see a drop in attendance because youth aren't coming with their GSAs. So one of the great ways that folks can give out there, if they don't plan on attending the conference, is donating through our website, ourtruecolors.org. We're trying to get buses or vans to drive youth out from locations where they can't make it out, simply because they rely on that Friday to show up with their school bus. So Saturday is about the same as Friday, but there is something exciting Saturday night. So we have our drag show from 5:45 p.m. to 7, and then at 8 p.m. to midnight we have our dance, and that gets really rowdy, and it's a good time. We've got a DJ set, and
the DJ's like amazing. I've heard he brings what is it, the visuals, so that you could see, like, while you could text in things, and it'll be like you could visually see it on TVs, and it's supposed to be awesome.
Okay,
it goes on till midnight.
Big screens set up in the ballroom then, right? So people can not only dance but watch each other dance. Okay, it adds the spectacle, I suppose. Now, okay, the dates again. Friday, March 20th, Saturday, March 21st. I'm assuming it's best to pre-register now.
Yes. And that's done on our website, ourtruecolors.org. Registration fees change a little. So pre-registering allows for cheaper entry.
Yeah.
They started at $30. We're now at $45, and as we get closer, the peak is 60.
Yep.
Pre-register and you get covered for lunch, huh?
Yes. So there is a lunch, and volunteering. Actually, volunteering is still an option. So volunteering would be there's an application on our website, again, ourtruecolors.org. But volunteers, in exchange for helping out at the conference, they do get in for free for that day. So it's a great opportunity to take part in the conference and be a part of it and give back.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not only sexual minority youth that benefit from this conference. People who provide supportive services to youth and educators, too, can learn an awful lot from attending this conference. And I'm assuming that there will be that also adult segment
Absolutely.
in this, 1,000-plus crowd of people at UCONN Storrs.
Yeah, there are definitely multiple tracks for our workshops. There's tracks that are just for youth, and then there are tracks for professionals. We have a parents and caregivers track for people who have children or care for children that are sexual minority youth. We have spiritual tracks, activist tracks, so a little bit of everything for everybody.
That was voice of Vu Tran, who's a conference volunteer coordinator. And you also heard from Joel Gonzalez, intern. And it was Paul Grabowski, who brought them here tonight to talk up Our True Colors 2015. It's an event not to be missed. And thanks, guys, for coming down here tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
much.
us, Keith.
In the background is Recolonize the Lost Amphibians, one of the tracks from Michael Allen Snyder's latest compact disc release with the novel name Pagoda Roda's Hot Rod Motors. This is Michael's 36th release of all original music, released under his own Optic Music record label. With 36 discs to his credit, he is a truly prolific recording artist. Michael Allen Snyder is an openly gay music maker and lifelong resident of West Hartford. His electronic soundscapes have gone over the air on this program now and again for a couple of decades now. To learn more about the artistry of Michael Allen Snyder, go to the website, www.discark.com. That's DISCARK. Metropolitan Community Church of Hartford wants you to come out and come home to a truly accepting and inclusive spiritual community. MCC Hartford, founded in 1973, is Greater Hartford's oldest LGBT community organization that is still very much in existence. MCC Hartford invites you to join them for worship service Sundays at 10 a.m. at the Parish House of Church of the Good Shepherd, 155 Willis Street in Hartford on the ground floor. One social outreach of MCC Hartford's ministry is the Somewhere Coffee House, which gathers the second Friday of the month from 7 to 10 p.m. in MCC's space in the Parish House. For more information about Metropolitan Community Church of Hartford, phone the church's office number, area code 860-724-4605, or go to the website, www.mcchartford.com. Well, that does it for Gay Spirit for this cold February evening. Be back with us every Thursday night from 8:30 to 9 p.m. for more information and entertainment for Greater Hartford's lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender community. And this is Keith Brown wishing you a real gay week and good night for Gay Spirit.